We improve society every day. It's what we do, one patient at a time. At present, we schedule over 1,000 visits a day. Imagine how we're affecting society locally over time by improving the lives of those individuals.
If every day you get to wake up and go make someone's life better, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good day. It's a pretty great way to spend it. And we happen to be able to do that in the world of healthcare.
Well, my name is Sandy Lethart. I have a condition called DISH, where the longitudinal ligaments along the spine can ossify. So for me, that is mostly in my cervical area, so it reduces rotation. I first notice it usually when I can't do a head check in my car very easily.
Originally, when Sandy came to see me, she was having trouble with head heaviness, some difficulty speaking every now and then, especially when her stiffness was really, really bad, and her cervical rotation was maybe 20 degrees or so. Things had gotten pretty stiff by the time I saw her the first time.
Working with Chelsea, some of the first things she did was just sit down and listen to me. And that's really one of the differences that I feel with Jackson Clinic is that there was a listening, and I'm an anatomy teacher, a retired anatomy teacher, high school level. And so she talked to me on my level. So I really appreciated that.
The biggest thing for me working with her was helping her believe in herself. One of the things that I am really adamant about with patients is making sure that they have self-efficacy, right? They have the ability to treat themselves. And so when someone feels hopeless or feels like they need something else all the time to get better, that can be really hard when you feel like you don't have any control over your own body. And so making sure that she had exercises that she could do to make things feel better in the moment and long-term was something that was really important to me.
So she's always been very careful to listen to how I respond to certain exercises, what's helpful, what's not helpful, drop the not helpful, and move on towards things that are working to increase my mobility and strength.
Now she's rotating very close to where she should be. Things like checking the blind spot in her car aren't difficult anymore. It's incredibly rewarding to see patients progress. But then you have somebody like Sandy where you realize you're making so much more than just a physical impact for somebody. She, when I first met her, was still working as a teacher, and knowing that she was gonna be able to stand up in front of her classroom and stand tall and be able to teach the next generation of people who may be scientists, maybe physical therapists. She was able to impact those young people's lives because of what we were doing in physical therapy.
We look to our left and we look to our right and we think, that person, my coworker's kind of having a hard day. Maybe I need to go get him a cup of coffee. Or maybe I can sneak him a Mento. Or maybe I can just look over and smile and say, it's gonna be okay. We're all right. And that's a simple way to extend and improve that person's life in that moment.
In the Jackson Clinics, you are part of something that is a community, that you know your colleagues, you spend time with them in person, you build deep and meaningful relationships with them and with your patients, that in an increasingly detached world, you can actually connect here.
Something that I've gotten an opportunity to do that I'm very proud of is helping better the lives of my coworkers at my clinic, to really provide a workplace that people enjoyed coming to. Realistically, healthcare is really overwhelming, and the burnout rate is really high, and it comes quickly because it's easy to just overload yourself with patient care. But work is so much more enjoyable, and treating patients is so much more enjoyable when you're, one, with people that you enjoy working with, and two, when you actually believe in the vision and the value of the company that you work for.
I hope that the work that we're doing in the office spills out into the greater communities.
The mission of the Jackson Clinics is to improve human lives. That includes those of our patients, of each other, and our greater community. Most community members don't have a sense of what physical therapy is. They think that it's something that happens after a car accident or after a stroke that a grandparent might have had or something like that. In reality, it's this broad profession that has all of the capabilities of a traditional medical system, that you could treat pediatrics and geriatrics and orthopedics and neurology, and the branches of physical therapy are vast. What Jackson Clinics is trying to accomplish, that socially important task, is to show that we shouldn't just be expecting pain relief, which is important. We should be expecting improvement in the human experience.
We strive to reach the community and meet the needs of our community as per our mission by offering a multitude of different services. For instance, the pelvic health program that we offer, there are many, many groups in the area that offer this service cash money. They don't take insurances, they prefer cash, but we prefer to be available to all people, whether it's Medicaid, Medicare, that we can offer it because they have needs, functional needs that we can serve to help the community.
In the late 1600s, there was a great fire that burned London down, and St. Paul's Cathedral was also burned, and the great architect Christopher Wren was charged with designing and overseeing the construction of St. Paul's. And one day he was on site, and he saw 3 men working on a scaffolding. And one man was crouched down, one man was in a half crouch, one man was standing up, working very quickly and energetically. And he asked the first man, "What are you doing?" And the first man said, "I'm a bricklayer, I'm laying bricks." And he asked the second man, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm building a wall." And he asked the third man, who was standing up, working very energetically. And he said, "What are you doing?" And he lit up and he said, "I am building a great cathedral." So, what am I trying to accomplish at the Jackson Clinics? I think we're building a great cathedral. It's unique. It's one of a kind. We're trying to build something that people will recognize that we're different. People will recognize all that goes into it. People from regional and from other states will come to seek out our care. That we'll have education, residencies, and fellowships, which we have, that other practices in our region don't have. We're not building just a physical therapy practice. We're building a cathedral. To accomplish our purpose, to accomplish our mission, I expect our staff to embrace our values: compassion, integrity, betterment. To build the cathedral, everyone has to be on board. Everyone has to be pulling in the same direction. It can't be fragmented. It's a collective effort, not an individual effort. Everyone needs to be personally invested, and they need to be emotionally invested, as we are, to accomplish this task. If we're all doing that, this practice will be something that we all are proud of and that we all have built.